So today I want to talk to you guys about how to make a team and scrim in Overwatch. Now I feel like I see a lot of people asking how to do this, but most people kind of just give up and don't really go for it. But today again, I'm going to try to help you guys get onto this, kind of understand what you have to do. And before we get started, I do want to say that you can really just about play any different role, you can play any different character, and you can be in any different rank yourself. You really don't have to be afraid to join a scrim team. You're not trying to, be the best in the West. You're not trying to top the esports game. You're just playing to have some fun, to learn how to play the game a little bit more, and I guess to just learn from those better than you, and as well, learn how to communicate a bit more as well. So that's all you really have to keep in mind, and that's all really the prerequisites that we have for this. Now, for today's video, I am sponsored by Gilded.gg, and I will be talking about that more at the end of the video, but I feel like that can be a very good place to actually learn, how to get a team, and it's a very great website to actually find a team to play with, but that's all I'm going to talk about here, and you can wait till the end to check that out a little bit more. Now, as far as, making a team and scrimming itself in Overwatch, it's not that much harder than any other game, and I feel like it's actually a little bit easier than a lot of games, mainly for the fact that most people seem to play a few more roles in Overwatch. As far as scrimming, what you really have to make sure to have is players that will play essentially every single role. So, you want to find 2 DPS, 2 supports, and 2 tanks. Now, of course, finding 2 supports, I don't feel like is way too hard. Finding 2 DPS, not really hard. 2 tanks is a little bit more difficult, and I feel like it might actually take you a little bit of time to find more tanks. And you might want to pick up tank yourself if you want to actually try to get into scrims as fast as possible, and then later on maybe switch to a role that's maybe a little bit more popular, like DPS or support. For some reason that role is very hard to get into, or I guess not to get into, it's very hard to find tank mains, so do keep that in mind, I guess, when you're trying to look around for them. Now, as far as what you actually have to do for finding a scrim and whatever, is first off, look at your people, look at all your friends, add them all up, and ask them if they're going to join your team. That's pretty simple. Everyone's probably already done that before. But after that, there's a few things you can do. First off, what you can try to happen to do is just go on a place like, your local Facebook for your Overwatch, like Utah Overwatch, for example. Or you could also happen to do other stuff, like go onto the general Overwatch forum, or what you can happen to do is to go onto the Overwatch Discord. And often in all those different places, you can either ask, hey, does anyone want to join my scrim team? Or you can go onto the scrim subsection of these places and look for teams. Often, especially when you're playing Overwatch and you're, looking at the Overwatch Discord, this can be a great place to be. I'll try to link that in the description down below as well. But the Discord does, really supply some great tools. One being that you can immediately talk to people that want to play the game. I feel like the benefit of, posting something on a forum or on, like a Facebook post or something is that more long term, people will find your post, will listen to it, and will probably join you. But for the short term, if you want to get a team up fast and just play some games, maybe not be a long term team, but, just play for a few days, Discord is very good because you get on there, you go to the scrim section, and you say, hey, does anyone want to scrim? Or otherwise, you can often just join the scrim servers that you can just start talking in, start playing games with. And, other than just scrimming with these guys, you can also play quick play, some other stuff. But that definitely is a way to start about this. Just make sure to actually get your name out there and to try to, really just appeal to people, I guess, and to try to get a lot of people's attention. One thing that I think that's really important that you might want to try to do as well is try to say the general rank that your team is. Just because you aren't, a grandmaster player doesn't mean you can't find people to scrim with and against. And I feel like in a lot of cases, it actually can be a little bit easier to find a scrim if you are a lower ranked player, because the majority of the player base is lower ranked, essentially gold and below, I guess even platinum and below. So you should generally have an easier time to find a team. A lot of the times people are kind of afraid to join a team or afraid to join a scrim at this rank because they don't think that they're maybe good enough, but I really say you are good enough. You aren't going into scrims to try to stop the enemy teams, to try to, one trick, one carry everybody like you do in regular competitive games. You're going in there to just have fun and to learn as much as you can. And I guess that's one thing I want to talk about with scrims, is that you really shouldn't go in there just to practice your one trick even more. Of course, you can, if you want to get even better at it and especially learn how to shot call, that can be nice. But you can try other picks, you can try other heroes, you can try other things, and what you might want to say to your team is that, hey, I want to have 6 guys, or I guess 5 other people. Hey, do you guys want to play certain roles? Do you want to try out new roles? What are we going to do here? And often if you just kind of post that we need these certain roles, But if you can flex multiple roles and try them out and you're looking to just improve at the game, that can also quite easily get a lot of players trying to play with you, because, you know, there's a lot of people that want to join and, you know, play with scrims. I guess some other stuff that you could do, if you don't want to use Discord, if you don't want to use Facebook, if you don't want to use the forums and post all those places, is, of course, you know, just add a ton of people after every single game that you like when you're playing in your regular competitive matches. This is probably the least effective. A lot of people won't add you, but if you just type at the end of your competitive games, or I guess your quick play games, anybody want to join my team to play some scrims for a day or two, sometimes people will answer. Obviously, it's not as effective, but if you're just kind of lazy, but you want a team out of nowhere just to have fun with, you know, that can work. And actually, I did join a team like that. I didn't play for them for way too long, maybe only a week or two, but it was fun. I got to learn some new heroes, and I got to put in a little bit of time that I wasn't really expecting to have to put in. Now, as well with this, you know, there's my sponsor, Gilded.gg, and a lot of other websites like that. You can go on those websites, try to find people of your similar rank, and, you know, go for the search results of people of your similar rank, and add them, join teams, group up together. That can all work. And there's a lot of different websites you could do for that. I'm just using this as an example. I feel like pretty good. Especially because everybody there is looking to group up. Everybody at any of these websites, any of these free websites, is looking to play with other people that want to have scrims, and usually they are wanting to play for a little bit longer. Usually they want to have a team that'll last, you know, maybe a month or two, instead of a team that'll last like a day or two, or a scrim that'll only happen, you know, a little bit. They're usually putting in a bit more commitment for signing up for a whole different website. Of course, if that's not your jam, you don't have to do that. I'm not saying you have to do that at all. You know, I personally sometimes do that. Sometimes I really couldn't care less. But that can as well be, I guess, a pretty good way to make a team or make a scrim. Just look up online, you know, Overwatch scrims or Overwatch team builder or a lot of stuff like that, and try to see what you can find out, as there's, of course, a lot of different things that can help you out here. Now, some final things I want to talk about as far as making a team is that please don't be rude to your teammates, and please make sure to treat them fairly in what roles they get to play. And as well with this, please do tell your teammates when the games are very early on. When you are making a team and when you've got them all together from all this time, you want to be nice to them. You want to have them, you know, stay there. You want to befriend them. And of course, maybe you aren't the most sociable guy or girl, but, you know, as long as you're being nice enough, there you go. Just don't be rude. And of course, don't make a lot of these little like inner joke comments that people like to make. I mean, you can test the waters and go for these and see some people bite, but, you know, if it doesn't work out, just kind of give up and just play the games, enjoy yourself, and of course go on from there. As far as, you know, some final things about scrimming, I feel like you should just make sure that you aren't afraid to go into these games. After you have your whole team together, I guess another thing I should say is, you know, please tell them when the scrims are going to be, at least like 2 or 3 days in advance, otherwise they won't be there. But once you do that, once you have your whole team together, just tell them, you know, we're just here to have fun, guys. We're going to try our best. Let's get some good team comps, play our best heroes, and see if we can win this. But if we lose, you know, it's really not way too bad. We're not going to lose way too much. I mean, later on, maybe you'll make a team, maybe you'll fight in the esports, and maybe you'll make thousands of dollars. You never know. But as far as right now, just take it casually and just take it for fun. Please don't rage at your teammates. And if you do have a guy on your team that rages a ton and is getting really mad at your teammates, either, I guess, kick him off and tell him why, or just suspend him for a little bit and tell him why, or just ask him before you punish him, hey, can you maybe be a little bit nicer to our teammates? Or maybe you can be like, hey, a lot of our guys aren't really liking the negativity you're bringing. Can you, you know, try a little bit harder? You know, whatever you want to say. Those probably won't get to him, but, you know, whatever phrase you can think of, go for that, as, you know, your team's going to die very quickly. I've had many teams where the majority of the players are having fun, they like each other, but then one player just ruins it all. And often you should just get rid of that player or change how that player is really working with the continuity of your team and just kind of going from there. And that's really all you have to do to make a team. Just grab the players up together, maybe use a Google Doc to get all of each other's information, add each other on a Discord, or do anything like that. And then as far as scrims, you can mainly just find websites online to do this, or as well with that, you can mainly go onto Discord, the Overwatch Discord that I will link in the description down below, or I guess even my own Discord, and just ask other people to do that. It's really just as simple as that. Ask and you will probably receive, and that's really all I can tell you. There's not way too much to it, just some general guidelines that I've been trying to lay down today. Anyways, as always, guys, thank you all for watching. Hope this helped you if you have no idea about how to make a team, how to scrim, or anything like that. Of course, if you already did have a pretty good clue, this probably didn't help you way too much, and I'm sorry about that. But I hope that, you know, for the majority of people, it can kind of improve you in that way. If you've already made a team, you probably already know all this stuff anyways. Anyways, as always, guys, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like and comment down below if you want someone else to join your team from my comments. That would be fun if we can get some teams up together. I don't know. Maybe we could go for that. Please do that if you want to. As well, if you have any ideas that you want me to talk about in the future, please tell me in the comment section down below. And as always, guys, thank you all for watching and have a wonderful day. I'd like to thank Gilded.gg for sponsoring this video and mainly helping me a lot through the adpocalypse. So, Gilded itself is a website focused on finding, founding, and expanding your gaming team with relative ease. You can schedule events, recruit new members, build team comps, and find teams to scrim with and to scrim against. Best of all to you guys, it's free. You can get started yourself with the link in the description below, and if you sign up by November 10th, you'll be entered into a chance to win a $50 Blizzard gift card. So, maybe I'll see you there.